You did everything they told you to do. You scheduled the yoga class. You bought the lavender-scented bath bomb. You downloaded the meditation app and dutifully sat in silence, counting your breaths while your mind screamed a list of anxieties. You curated a perfect Sunday morning for the gram. The artisanal coffee, the journal, the sliver of sunlight hitting the page just so. You have performed, with painstaking precision, the sacred rituals of modern self-care. So why do you feel more exhausted than ever? Why does the prospect of your rest routine feel like another item on an endless to-do list? Why does the silence you paid for feel deafeningly loud with the hum of your own failure? You feel the paradox in your bones. The more you try to relax, the more stressed you become. The more you invest in your well-being, the more bankrupt you feel inside. It is a quiet, creeping madness. Let me offer you a warning sign, a flare in the dark. Your inability to correctly relax is not a sign of your brokenness. It is a symptom. It is the single most important alarm bell your soul can ring to tell you that you are living inside a vast and profitable deception. You have been sold a lie about the very nature of rest, and the price of that lie is your peace. The wellness industry is now a multi-trillion-dollar global market. Think about that. A machine larger than the economy of most nations has been built around your anxiety. It thrives not by healing you, but by constantly redefining healing as a product you have yet to buy, a level you have yet to unlock. It requires you to be in a perpetual state of almost well. You are not a person to be healed, you are a consumer to be managed. This is the core of the lie, that self-care is something you schedule, buy, and perform correctly. It is an external act, an acquisition, a skill to be mastered. But what if this is profoundly, fundamentally wrong? What if the harder you chase the butterfly of peace with a net made of schedules and products, the more violently it flees? What if true rest is not an act of doing, but an act of radical undoing? To understand the mechanics of this trap, we must turn to a voice from 2,500 years ago. Not an academic, but a prophet of the soul, a man named Lao Tzu. He was a keeper of archives, a quiet observer of the frantic, self-defeating ambition of the court around him. He saw emperors and bureaucrats burn themselves out striving for power and control, and he offered them a key to a different kind of power. He saw you. He saw your struggle. Lao Tzu's key has a name, Wu Wei. This is often translated as non-action or effortless action, but this misses the revolutionary power of the concept. Wu Wei is not lazy concept. Wu Wei is not laziness. It is the opposite of the frantic, desperate striving that defines our age. It is the quality of action that does not fight the current. It is the grace of water flowing around a rock, the wisdom of a tree bending in the wind instead of breaking. Wu Wei is the energy of the universe in its natural state. It is action without anxiety, accomplishment without struggle. Now, look at your self-care's routine, your scheduled meditation, your optimized relaxation, your frantic pursuit of stillness. What is that? It is the exact, perfect opposite of Wu Wei. It is forceful, artificial, and anxious action. The lie has taught you to apply the brute force of the intellect to the delicate mystery of the soul. You are trying to achieve rest. You are trying to conquer your anxiety. You are trying to win at wellness. This is the fundamental error. It's like trying to smooth ripples in a pond by slapping the water with your hand. The very act of trying creates more disturbance. You believe you have a time management problem, a discipline problem. That's not it. You have a force management problem. You are applying force where surrender is required. This is how the lie works in your life. The pressure to perform relaxation is a perfect microcosm of the pressure to perform everything else. Your weekend rest becomes a performance for social media. Self-care Sunday is not an act of replenishment. It is an act of content creation, another form of labor. You are not resting. You are curating the image of rest for an invisible audience. Consider the corporate wellness program, the company that burns you out for 40 hours a week, then offers you a meditation app as a solution. This is not a gift. It is a tool of control. It is not about your well-being. It is about managing your burnout just enough to keep you productive. It turns your inner peace into another key performance indicator. It weaponizes stillness for the sake of output. It is the philosophy of Wu Wei turned inside out and sold back to you as a prison. This isn't a glitch in the system. This is the system working perfectly. It needs you to believe that your exhaustion is your own fault and that the solution is something you can buy. It needs you to be so busy performing self-care that you never have the time or space for the one thing that could actually liberate you. True, unproductive, unoptimized rest. The kind of rest that generates no data, no content, and no profit. But the lie goes even deeper than that. The deception is more sophisticated, more intimately woven into the fabric of your identity than you can imagine. Lao Tzu gave us the diagnosis for the ancient disease of striving. But to understand its modern, mutated form, we must turn to a contemporary prophet, a philosopher who walks among us, diagnosing the specific sickness of our time, Byung-Chul Han. Han's terrifying and brilliant insight is this: we have moved from a disciplinary society to an achievement society. In the old world, power operated through prohibition and force. It was a world of "number thou shalt not." You are not allowed. It was a society of walls, prisons, and madhouses. The enemy was visible, external. But that is not the world you live in. You live in the society of, yes, you can be anything, you can achieve everything, there are no limits. The new mantra isn't obey, it's be your best self. The pressure no longer comes from an external king or tyrant. The pressure now comes from within. As Han writes, we are no longer oppressed by others, we have become our own masters and our own slaves. We are entrepreneurs of the self, relentlessly exploiting our own lives for maximum performance. This is the engine that powers the self-care. Lie. In this achievement society, even your freedom becomes a source of coercion. You are free to choose your wellness routine, which means you are also responsible for the outcome. If you are still burned out after your yoga retreat and your green juices, whose fault is it? It's yours. The system that created the conditions for your burnout is completely absolved. The failure is privatized. Han calls this the Burnout Society. Burnout is the disease of a civilization that can no longer say no, that sees everything, including the self, as a project to be optimized. And here is the truly insidious part: the system has learned to commodify the cure for the very illness it creates. It breaks you with the demand for infinite performance and then sells you self-care as another performance to master. Your aesthetically pleasing rest is not an escape from the achievement society. It is its highest expression. It turns your soul into a resource to be managed, your peace into a commodity to be purchased, and your downtime into an opportunity for self-optimization. You are not resting, you are refueling. You are not recovering, you are recalibrating for the next round of performance. You are treating yourself like a machine. That anxiety you feel when you try to do nothing? It's not a bug, it's a feature. It is the psychic withdrawal from the drug of productivity. It is the panic of the entrepreneur, of the self, when they are not actively improving their asset, which is you. The system has trained you to believe that time not spent on improvement is time wasted. It has made you allergic to the simple, profound state of just being. Do you see the trap now? It is a perfect, closed loop of self-exploitation. The demand for performance creates burnout. The burnout creates a market for wellness. The wellness products demand another kind of performance. This new performance adds to your stress and deepens your burnout. It is a prison with no walls, guarded by your own ambition and your own desire to be well. It is a slavery you willingly choose, believing it to be freedom. So what do you do once you have seen through the lie? How do you escape a prison when you are both the inmate and the guard? You cannot buy your way out. You cannot schedule your escape. You cannot download an app for liberation. The way out is not another form of doing. The way out is a revolution in your being. The antidote is this: true rest as an act of rebellion. This is not the passive, commodified rest you have been sold. This is an active, conscious, and deeply political act of refusal. It is the reclamation of your time, your energy, and your attention from a system that views them only as resources to be extracted. It is a declaration of your sovereignty. What does this rebellion look like? It looks like nothing. That is its power. It is staring out the window for 15 minutes, not to practice mindfulness, but simply to stare. To be gloriously, beautifully useless. It is listening to an entire album with your eyes closed, without also cleaning the kitchen or checking your email. It is a walk with no destination, no fitness tracker, no podcast, a walk that serves no purpose other than itself. True rest as an act of rebellion directly counters every pillar of the lie. Against the commodification of rest, it is free. It requires nothing but your permission. Against the performance of rest, it is private. It is unshareable. It generates no content for your personal brand. It is messy, imperfect, and yours alone. You don't post a picture of it. You live it. And most importantly, against the striving, forceful action of modern wellness, it is the embodiment of Wu Wei. It is the surrender of the need to control, to optimize, to fix. It is allowing yourself to fix. It is allowing yourself to be without agenda. It is trusting that your body and soul know how to heal themselves if you would simply get out of their way. You cannot force a wound to heal by poking it. You must let it be. Think of the person with an inner scorecard. The Achievement Society has trained you to live by an external scorecard: likes, promotions, possessions, wellness goals. The rebellious act is to begin living by an inner scorecard. To ask not, what did I accomplish today, but where was I present today? Not, was I productive, but was I peaceful? This shift is the beginning of all freedom. This will feel uncomfortable. It will feel radical. The machine will fight back. Your own conditioned mind will scream at you that you are being lazy, that you are falling behind. It will tempt you with a new, more authentic wellness trend. It will try to sell you rebellion itself. You must see this for what it is, the last gasp of the lie as it loses its grip on you. The choice now is yours, and it is a choice you must make every single day. The world will not save you. The system profits from your slumber, your anxious, half-awake sleepwalking. The culture will continue to parade the performance of well-being as a virtue. It will not give you permission to stop performing. You must take it. This is not an easy path. It is a path of courage. The courage to be unproductive in a world that worships productivity. The courage to be still in a world that rewards constant motion. The courage to have a private life in a world that demands public performance. It is the choice between the exhaustion of striving and the deep cellular rest that comes from surrender. So I ask you to put down the tools. Stop trying to fix yourself. You are not a project to be completed. You are not a machine to be optimized. You are a human being, and your birthright is the simple, profound peace that exists in the spaces between the striving. The space when you are just staring out the window. The space when you are just breathing. The space when you are doing nothing at all. Stop buying your rest. Stop scheduling it. Stop performing it. Dare to reclaim it. Dare to be useless. Dare to be still. The end of the lie is not an event you wait for. It is a choice you make. It is the moment you stop struggling against the river and, for the first time, allow it to carry you home. Your real life is waiting for you there.